Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while, but I'm finally able to come back and bring you guys another guide. So today I'm going to be doing a guide on a jungler that I think is going to become fairly powerful with the 11.4 patch jungle changes and item changes. So I found that Karthus is actually a pretty good jungler right now. So first off, before I get into like my personal builds and everything on Karthus jungle, just like to get right into the clear. Karthus actually has like a really fast clear. I'm able to clear and finish at around 3 minutes 14 seconds without a leash. I do this by starting up blue buff, so I guess there's no other way to proceed than just getting on with it. So with Karthus, what you want to do while you're kiting around to be the most efficient is Q, auto. It's the best way to still weave in autos and be kiting your camps. We're actually going to smite our blue buff as well. And we're going to turn on our E for a little while, just because we get all this mana. Even from killing Gromp, we're going to get a lot of mana. I may miss a couple Qs in the clear. Happens. Alright, there we go. And you just want to kite that out and really let it burn. Here, we're kind of focused on hitting the big wolf more than anything else. Because the tiny ones are just going to die to your Q and Hunter's Talisman burn. Again, we're trying to kite everything to the best of our ability. Because the more we kite, the faster our clear. Just like that. So even that was a little bit inefficient. We could have gone a bit further with how much aggro was on that. Here, we're only queuing the big raptor. Our E actually kills the tiny ones, and we're going to restore a ton of mana. And just turn that off, kite them out. Get on to our next buff. Turn off our E so we have mana. Let's pop our potion too. And this timing in an actual game, your smite isn't going to be up quite yet. So we wouldn't be able to smite this. Alright. Not the best kiting here. And then smite comes up in 2, 1. And that's when smite would be up. Just about then in a normal clear. And try to avoid letting your Q hit the tiny Krugs, so you're going to do much less damage. Let your E just kill them off. It's a little bit faster. And then we can just Q this last bit. And boom. There it is. It's a really fast clear. And that's what makes this champ really powerful right now, because you can compensate for that less amount of gold that you're getting. And less XP, because you can just clear really fast. And you don't have to spend much time ganking, since you can just hit level 6 and ult. So now for the items and runes. Alright, here we are in the client. Firstly, with runes on Karthus jungle. So you actually get a little bit of choice with this. Firstly though, over on our main tree, we're gonna want to go Domination, and in that we want Dark Harvest. Dark Harvest is by far Karthus' best keystone in the jungle. You can't really use Summon Airy or something like Arcane Comet, since you're not really laning at all. And you really want something just to empower your ultimate, because that's your main impact in the game as Karthus jungle. Next up, it's between Cheap Shot and Taste of Blood. I tend to go Cheap Shot because you throw down your W, which is going to slow the enemy, take away MR, and then you throw out a Q, and you get that little bonus true damage. And Karthus can really use this a lot, because his W is so big, and you go Blue Smite. So it's a really good rune for him. I go Eyeball Collection. It's just consistent and solo queue. The others are a bit situational, and I don't think Karthus is very good at clearing wards like other champs, maybe like Nidalee as a jungler. Finally, this is kind of between Ravenous Hunter and Ultimate Hunter. I think Ravenous Hunter wins out currently. I think if it receives any more nerfs, then Ultimate Hunter could be viable for Karthus. But right now, the lifesteal is really massive. No matter what items you really go, you just end up being able to do objectives like Dragon and Baron Nashor really easily, just because you have this inherent Omnivamp from your runes. So secondly is where we kind of have the things where you can vary. So there's still some people to go Presence of Mind and Last Stand. I personally have become less and less of a fan of this, because I feel like Presence of Mind is very different from what it used to be now. And I just don't feel like it's as worth as it used to be. So I've been kind of transitioning into Transcendence and Gathering Storm. That's because I've been going for a lot of cooldown reduction based builds. But there's also another viable rune set. You can go Magical Footwear, Cosmic Insight. There's certainly an argument for Approach Velocity. I'm not a really big fan of it, and even Futures Market in certain games. But this is pretty consistent, and Karthus uses ability haste really well. So next up, we got the items. So if we go over here, got our Karthus build. So first off, you just want to buy your Blue Smite and refillable potion. After that, you have two options, in my opinion. I mean, this is the meta option is currently Liandry's Anguish into Demonic Embrace, or the current OP items that Riot have buffed. This is kind of a trinity of ability haste and defensive power between Zanya's Hourglass, Banshee's Veil, and the Ionian Boots of Lucidity. They're all really powerful items right now, so it's definitely something to consider picking up in your build. My kind of on the edge type build that I've been going, actually, I've been going Moonstone Renewer, Staff of Flowing Water into Cosmic Drive on Karthus. This build is really cheap, it's low economy, and it provides a lot for your team, because Karthus can actually proc Moonstone Renewer while he's dead, and so you can often get a lot of healing from it, and it adds a lot of utility to your kit, because often Karthus ends up not being the only AP threat on his team in the current meta. Since things like Gragas Top have become kind of popular, you don't need to build full AP. It's often better for you to pick up a support item, because you have someone else that's doing AP damage anyway. But certainly in a scenario where you're the only AP threat, items like Liandry's Anguish and Demonic Embrace together are perfectly justified. Look to pick up your OP items and consider Cosmic Drive. I think it's a really powerful item on Karthus, because since he's a jungler, movement speed becomes really incredibly valuable, because that's a way to speed up your clear without getting any AP or any other stats. Also, just final note, look to pick up Dark Seal if you can before level 6, so then whenever you ult, you're going to get free stacks, kind of like Soraka can do that as well. So Morellonomicon is always a really good option for Karthus, even though he'll end up dying a lot in fights. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Hope you guys pick this champion up. He's looking really OP in this patch. Hope you all enjoyed. Peace.